This is the man from Taured. Imagine showing up at airport customs with a valid passport, valid visa, and all your documentation in order. But there's one problem. Your passport is from a country that doesn't exist on any map. That's exactly what happened in 1954 at Tokyo's Haneda airport when a mysterious man arrived and couldn't explain where he came from. This is one of the strangest unsolved mysteries ever recorded, and it gets weirder the deeper you go. This is the story of the man from Taured, July 1954, Tokyo, Japan. A well-dressed Caucasian man in his 40s arrived at Haneda airport on a routine international flight. He looked completely normal, business suit, confident, spoke multiple languages fluently. He approached customs with his passport like any other traveler. But when the customs officer looked at his passport, something was wrong. The passport looked legitimate. It had stamps from previous travels, valid visas, official seals. Everything appeared authentic, except for one thing, the country of issue. The passport said he was from a country called Taured. The customs officer had never heard of Taured. He asked the man where it was located. The man seemed confused by the question. He pulled out a map and pointed to the area between France and Spain where the Principality of Andorra is located. Taured has been here for over 1,000 years, the man insisted. But on the map, it said Andorra, not Taured. The customs officers were baffled. They detained him for questioning. Airport security searched the man's belongings. What they found made the mystery even stranger. He had currency from multiple European countries, a driver's license from Taured, business, documents from a company no one had ever heard of, and a checkbook from a bank that didn't exist. He claimed he was a businessman who traveled frequently. He said he'd been to Japan multiple times before, and his passport had Japanese entry stamps to prove it. The company he worked for, they had no record of him. The hotel he'd stayed at during previous trips, they had no reservation under his name. The bank on his checkbook, it didn't exist. But here's the thing. The man wasn't acting like a con artist or someone trying to pull a scam. He seemed genuinely confused and frustrated. He insisted Taured was a real country. He couldn't understand why no one had heard of it. Authorities didn't know what to do with him. He wasn't technically breaking any laws, he just didn't make sense. They decided to hold him overnight in a hotel while they investigated further. 2 security guards were stationed outside his room. The door was locked from the outside. The window was several stories up with no fire escape. There was no way out. The next morning, security went to check on the man. The door was still locked from the outside. The guards confirmed no one had entered or left the room all night. But when they opened the door, the man was gone, completely vanished. The room was empty. The window was still locked from the inside. There was no possible exit. Even stranger, all of his documents had disappeared too. His passport, his driver's license, his business papers, the checkbook, everything. Authorities searched the hotel. They checked security footage. They interviewed everyone. Nothing. The man had simply ceased to exist. Airport officials were left with one question. Who was the man from Taured? And where did he go? So what really happened? There are several theories. Theory 1. It's completely made up. Skeptics say the entire story is an urban legend with no basis in fact. There are no official records, no police reports, no newspaper articles from 1954 confirming this happened. The story first appeared decades later in books about unexplained phenomena. No one has ever found verifiable proof. Theory 2. Parallel universe or timeline. This is the most popular theory. The man somehow crossed over from an alternate reality where Taured exists, instead of Andorra. In his world, Taured has been a country for over 1,000 years. In our world, it's Andorra. When he arrived in our timeline, the discrepancy became obvious and then he vanished back to his reality. Theory 3. Time traveler. Some believe the man was from the future or past, and the name Taured referred to a country that either no longer exists or hasn't been created yet. Theory 4. Government cover-up. Maybe the man was a spy or someone with a fake identity so sophisticated that authorities could trace it. The government quietly removed him and erased all records to avoid embarrassment. Theory 5. A con artist or hoax. Perhaps the man was running an elaborate scam with forged documents, and when caught, he found a way to escape the locked room through a window, a secret passage, or help from an accomplice. Authorities covered it up to avoid looking incompetent. The truth, we don't know. No official documentation from 1954 has ever been found. No police records, no customs logs, nothing. Either the story is completely fictional, or the records were lost. destroyed, or never made public. But the legend of the man from Taured has endured for decades. It's become one of the most famous unsolved mysteries in the world. Was he from a parallel universe? A time traveler? A master con artist? Or is the entire story just an urban legend? What do you think happened? Is the man from Taured real or fake? And if he was real, where did he come from? Drop your theory in the comments. I want to hear what you think. And if you want more bizarre unsolved mysteries like this, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. And remember, maybe Taured exists somewhere, just not here.